Everyone wants control. Control over their time, control over their emotions, their feelings, control over how other people will see them. And yet, most people wake up in the morning feeling already behind. Behind on sleep, behind on their messages, behind the plans they finally promised to themselves that they will stick to. We live in the world where it feels like everything is happening to us. The notifications, the deadlines, all of these decide how we feel, how we respond, how and when we will think. Other people's expectations decide who we will become. And slowly, without noticing, we start living in the world where reaction mode is turned on instead of our decision mode. So we stick to what others feel about us, what others will think about us, how they will look at us, instead of thinking what truly matters to us, what we want from this life. So I will want you to get this one very simple idea straight from the very beginning. Having everything under control does not mean doing everything. It's about choosing what actually deserves your energy and having the courage to ignore the rest. Most people unfortunately think that control looks like productivity apps, perfect routines, waking up at 5 a.m., color-coded planners, and so much more. But instead of being control, all of these is actually compensation. That's what we call it. Your real control starts just much deeper in how you think, how you decide, and obviously how will you respond to how life and when life will inevitably go off. And it surely will. Unfortunately or fortunately, this video is not about becoming robotic. Instead, I will try to provide you with a very stick-to-plan possibility or option to just become much more intentional. So hi there, my name is Daria and I am very happy to welcome you over here on my channel. Today, actually, hopefully, it's my birthday, the 15th of December when this video is out, so all the congrats are very welcome down there because I'm going to try to edit this video in one day. Today is the 14th. This is the place, this is the channel where we talk about languages, motivation, school, universities very soon, as I have already received a couple of offers, so yay! So if you like this kind of content and you would like to stick to us, to our little family, you can definitely follow me down there and maybe share with someone else this channel. So before we just begin, I would like to show you my beautiful Instagram where you could go and maybe subscribe, as I post there more or less daily, not always, but more or less. You can also see a lot of English related content, so if you are learning English, the best place to go is definitely my Instagram. If you would like to see me daily, to kind of communicate somehow with me, definitely very welcome on there. I will be waiting for all of you. First thing first, control is not about feeling lazy. You don't feel out of control simply because you're lazy or whatsoever those people say. You feel out of control because you're being overloaded with things. Too many goals, too many opinions, too many I shoulds. You are overloaded with all those things coming to your mind all the time. Might be your work, studies, some kind of getting education, university or school. Could be also how to make money, saving up for something. Too many things at the same time. When everything is important, nothing is. People love making huge to-do lists because it often gives us the illusion of being in control, illusion of ambition. But most of the time, those huge to-do lists are just visual representation of our anxiety. And the longer the list, the bigger, the huger is the amount of anxiety, nerves, and everything that you are going through, undergoing right now. These are not plans. This is your panic. Having everything under control starts with brutal prioritization. You understood me? You always have to ask yourself one question, always the same. If I could actually make just 3 things work in my life right now, what would they be? Would it be, let's say, your career, studies, and your family? Would it be family, friends, and I don't know, parties? Would it be education, some kind of outside of school courses, and just, let's say, application, university application? What would these be? I want you to understand that you don't need 10, you don't need everything, you just need 3. So these things are going to be the ones that you will work on in the very closest amount of time. Because if these were your priorities, it means that you definitely want and need to work on these ones. Control doesn't come from juggling more and more balls. It comes from deciding which ball can you drop right now. Dropping some things doesn't make you necessarily weak. It just makes you more and more strategic and productive. The thing is that most people don't just lack motivation. Instead, they really lack just clarity. They don't know what they want. Who do they want to become? Why do they want that? Or what they're willing to sacrifice for it. Important here is that a lot of people just believe that, okay, whatever, if my parents want me to be a doctor, I'm going to go and do it. Obviously, you won't want to actually do it because this is not your ambition, this is not your motivation and not your goal, your wish to come towards it, let's say. You won't be as motivated as someone who was willing to become a doctor from birth, let's say. At the same time, just giving you an example, when I was preparing for my IELTS in order to get C1 over there, so I scored C1, I understood very well that I needed to sacrifice something. I needed to sacrifice, let's say, seeing my friends all the time. I needed to sacrifice going to parties. I need to sacrifice going to the beach. I needed to sacrifice actually using my social medias. And at the time when I was preparing for IELTS, I didn't post anything. For the month, I just had like 3 stories about IELTS and that's it. All I was doing was reading, writing, listening and speaking. All of the skills that I just needed for IELTS. It has nothing to do with IELTS right now, but I just want to give you some kind of understanding that always in order to gain something, you will have to sacrifice something else. It always works like this. For example, to buy a car or to get, let's say, a new phone or a new laptop, a new book, anything, you will need to make that money. And in order to make that money, you'll have to sacrifice your free time to go and get the work. People who don't know what they want, why they want it, and what are they willing to sacrifice, they just drift. And the worst part about it is that they will copy other people's routines. They will chase the goals that will sound impressive, but for them, they're going to be empty. Like buying an apartment, buying a car, getting into the top tier university, anything. They stayed busy just in order to avoid asking themselves questions. If you want control, you need answers. What kind of life do I want to have in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? What kind of person do I respect? Even when nobody cares and nobody's looking. Is it the president of my country? Is it my parent? Is it, let's say, my friend or my sibling? Who is it? Is it a blogger somewhere online? Anything is going to work. Do I respect them? Why? Do I want to become like them or do I want to become a complete opposite? And why do I want that? What I'm doing right now actively pulls me towards the person I want to become, or does it pull me away from that? Once you see clearly what you want and what you need, you will not be able to pretend anymore to anyone, to yourself, nobody. Trust me, clarity is much more about freedom. It will remove your hesitation. It will remove your anxiety. Your constant overthinking, if you're an overthinker just like I am. You replace this chaos with direction and it will show you and lighten it up where and how do you need to go and get there. You can have the best schedule in the world and still be feeling like everything is falling apart. And why does this happen? Simply because emotions are running your system. If your mood decides when you work, when you rest, when you study, when do you communicate, or when you quit doing that, you are not in control of what you do, how you think, and what you say. Instead, your emotions are. And trust me, it's not bad. It's quite logical and it happens to most of people. To be honest, it's not about suppressing any kind of feelings. Instead, it means understanding them, trying to work them out without letting them drive. Become a team with your emotions instead of letting them lead. Most emotional chaos comes from 3 main things: lack of boundaries, lack of rest, and, guess, lack of self-honesty, the most important one. People say yes when they mean no. They stay in conversations that drain them, in relationships with people they hate. They over-explanation, overthink, overgive all of it, and then they just wonder why they feel exhausted. Control begins the moment you stop negotiating how you feel, negotiating with things that clearly don't serve you. You are allowed to disappoint people, to change your mind, to choose peace over chaos, over approval. That's not about being selfish, but it's what we call self-leadership. If you want your life under control, look around yourself. What do you see? Your room, your phone, your social media feeds, or maybe the people you talk to daily. Could be your family, friends, anyone, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Chaos outside creates the chaos inside, coming from someone who absolutely hates cleaning their workspace. So if your room is constantly being a huge mess, if the people you are choosing to talk to are a big mess themselves, you will create that kind of feeling, the kind of sense in yourself. A cluttered space keeps your mind in a low state of stress constantly. Constant notifications train your brain to some kind of fragment attention. Surrounding yourself with people who normalize stagnation feel slightly uncomfortable. You won't rise to your level of motivation. Instead, you fall to the level of your environment. So here it comes. Does your environment support the person you want to become or the person you're trying to escape? Control doesn't always mean discipline. Sometimes it means design. The reason you don't feel in control is often because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to follow through, make good decisions, stop when it's enough, start even when it's hard. So obviously you will look for external systems to save you over here. But trust me, no planner can save broken self-trust. Coming from someone who has this many planners for constant planning, I just love to write things down on the paper because this way I do feel how my control kind of comes back to me, as I can see literally everything that I want to get done by the end of the week, by the end of the month, everything. And this way I can actually cross out everything that I have already done and see what's left. But I never give myself more than 3 most important plans. And I definitely give myself some kind of a treat for every done action, even the smallest one. Self-trust is built in very small steps or moments. Doing what you said you would to yourself. Even when nobody cares, nobody's watching you, see? Even especially when it's boring, like extremely boring, and when it doesn't give instant results. If you decided to learn a new language, obviously it won't give off as soon as possible. Every time you break your own promise, your self-control weakens. Every time you keep one, it straightens, and you don't need a new life in order to start doing that. You just need integrity with the one that you already have. Control means accepting that some things will never be controlled. This is the paradox. The more you will try to control everything, the less control you actually have. And over here, I will want you to recall a lot of those movies, series, films where the moms are trying to control kids, control their husband, control households. Literally everything they have has to be controlled. Life will always surprise you, and you have to be ready to accept this huge surprise. People will leave, plans that you always had will collapse. Opportunities will appear in the wrong time when it feels and seems to us like we cannot just take them and go towards them whatever they hold. Control is not preventing chaos. It's being stable, existing as a stable thing right inside of chaos. Who are you when the circumstances change? Do you have some kind of principles instead of rigid plans? Are you able to adapt to whatever life holds for you without losing yourself? Are you or not? When you stop fighting some kind of uncertainty, obviously you will gain power over your own responses. And only your response will have to determine the outcome, not the situation. Everyone wants just a breakthrough, and only very few people want consistency. But consistency is what really will create control. Coming from someone for whom it's extremely difficult to sit on their for a long time. Well, we all think that's about massive action or some dramatic transformations, all of these that we can see on TikTok literally all the time. And instead, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want, is just some kind of small action, small series of action, repeated choices done with intention. And here, choices is highlighted in red or Barbie pink, however you want it. Not making a choice when you have it is also making a choice. There always is a choice in how to live, who to love, who to talk to, who communicate with. There is always a choice, and you are the only one to choose what you go for and what you don't. Going to bed when you said to yourself that you would. Studying even when your motivation disappears, and this happened or will happen, happens all the time. This is normal. Speaking honestly instead of constant people pleasing. Control isn't built in applause. It's built in silence and some kind of understanding of yourself, in peace with yourself. And it's the only reason it works, and how it works, and why it works. Having everything under control doesn't mean that your life will become perfect, and certainly no problems are going to pop up. It just means that you're no longer in war with yourself. Because imagine living in anxiety, in constant nerves and panic your whole life. This is horrible. I want you to learn your own priorities, how to respect your own limits, and how to teach other people around you to respect them as well. Every single one of us has their limits, the borders that we want other people to respect. And I want you to learn how to respond instead of reacting. Stop panicking when things go wrong. You just need to learn how to adjust. Don't collapse under pressure. Anchor instead. Control will feel calm and not rigid. It's just calm. That's it. And that calm is definitely the power that you hold inside of yourself. If you have watched this far, this is something key thought that I will want you to think about and hear from me. Something that I want you to remember. You don't need to control your whole life perfectly today. You just need to take control of your next decision, and the next one, and the next, and the next to the next. All of them. That's how everything slowly and quietly comes under control. Unfortunately, there is no other way out. I was extremely happy to have all of you over here today with me, spending my birthday over here like this. And I actually do hope that this was an interesting video, that this was something that will get you thinking, revaluing all the things that you have, all the things that you want to have, your key values, your key priorities. This was the end of my video. Again, thanks for coming. If you like this video, certainly please like it down there. This will definitely help my video to get higher views and get some more audience, which I am kind of currently working towards. Especially, I would be so grateful if you follow me over here, and you can definitely congratulate me. You're so welcome to do so in the comments and on my Instagram. Adios!
Sit right next to you.